Alex where I kept like 3 Mystic, Jace, Wrath, 2 land. It's like kind of sketchy, but if I get to 4 land, like then I start having a lot of action.
Right.
And then I didn't miss a land drop, so.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. I mean, the game 2 looked like, you know, with the
Inferno
Titan, Inferno Titan, Inferno Titan.
Yeah, he had Jace active for like 3 turns, and then I killed this Jace and he just played another one immediately.
Yeah.
And
the same
That
thing
seemed to
with
be
Inferno
the
Titan.
theme
right?
of that whole game.
He's like, I'll block your Gideon. I was like, he blocked Gideon with Inferno Titan? Why didn't he want to keep that? Oh, because he played another Inferno Titan, you know? And
if he doesn't block, then he has to discard the Inferno Titan that was in his hand, and then I get to untap. And then if I have another spell, like then he's kind of in trouble. So he just blocked.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense knowing what he had in his hand, but not knowing he had a backup Inferno Titan. I thought it seemed like he would rather keep that pressure for the 9 damage it was representing.
Yeah.
So, okay, we got some deck lists here. Awesome, thanks.
Alrighty,
So we have a lot of deck lists. Apparently these guys are playing 4 decks.
Well, I guess it's in case, like...
in case we have to switch.
Yeah. So we've got Ian Siczewicz on the left and Ken Adams on the right.
So, rather than, I'm not sure what the protocol is here for, since Jerry's playing, should we not see the deck list. So.
Right.
But, so I'm just going to take a glance at these.
Is Kid Adams playing Painter Servant?
It's the first card on his list.
In Boston, I actually gave Ken Adams the deck that he played. So it was like he was playing the deck, and then Mox Opal came out, and I had tried it because it looked really sweet. And man, Ken Adams has Gushers. I want Gushers. Jeez, he just has a million of them.
Use Gushers as tokens. He plays a Jace that puts Gushers on.
I am really excited about Ian Siczewicz's deck.
Okay. Well, yeah, instead of talking about them, we'll just watch them actually play it out, but it looks pretty interesting.
So I'm like, Ken, you should play Artifact Lands and Mox Opals and a lot of Sensei's Dividing Tops and stuff. And then we played when I was 5-0 and he was 4-0-1, and I got the Enlightened Tutor for Null Rod and just kill all his permanents. I'm like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, I know what Ken's playing. He definitely has a Sun Titan in the sideboard.
Oh, awesome.
I'm not going to confirm or deny, but I'm actually curious.
He played it when he won the SCG Open in Minneapolis with the same deck, and then I gave him like my list that I was working on that didn't have Sun Titan. He's like, nope, still playing Sun Titan. Card's sweet.
Yeah, it's funny how the Titan wheel turns, right? It's always right in the center. Primeval Titan's always the best, right?
Yeah.
But all the other ones, like it's just like this rotating.
It changes week to week. Right now, Inferno Titan is hot.
Yeah.
Card is insane right now.
Yeah, and you know, where's Grave Titan? I didn't see one all day yesterday.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing Grave Titan. That was the
Card's
last.
too slow. Black swords everywhere.
And then you know, Frost Titan can't even tap down sort of body and mind, you know, on a Hawk, and Sun Titan really has not really seen, like, it barely surfaced. You know what I mean? Kind of like Sun Titan's always been the one that seems like it's good, and it is good.
Well, we got some action here.
It doesn't have as much.
Ken Adams' hand is kind of slow. He's got Auriok Salvagers, Imperial Recruiter, Thirst for Knowledge, Pyrite Spellbomb, and basically what he wants to do is Recruiter for Trinket Mage for LED, and then kill his opponent with Salvagers. But Thoughtseize and a basic Swamp. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Very interesting.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Is he a Tendrils deck? Is he a junk deck that, you know, didn't want to get wastelanded?
Maybe he's just mono black control.
Maybe. Verdant Catacombs?
No, not mono. Well, unless he just wants to clean his deck. Mono black control with fetch land.
Oh, Bayou.
Got the green. Does he go turn to Priest of Titania?
Ken Adams holding onto that Pyrite Spellbomb for Thirst for Knowledge. The man has some patience. Hemu. That is one of the most difficult cards to play against in Legacy. So backbreaking.
One of those matchups at Indy, I want to say, was it Posgate that got him in game
him
one?
first, and he got his 2 lands. and
then him again on the third turn, and like Boskate just sat there ripping nothing, no land, missing every land drop. Never actually like hit a land drop, I think, until it was way late in the game. But I guess him I win isn't a phrase for nothing. You know, it's not. Although it's been a long time since that's been the case in any sort of standard.
It was really exciting to see someone do that.
Yeah,
pretty great.
So, still with the him on the stack, Adams is cracks the fetch, gets an island, brainstorms, decides to save a couple cards. What do I want to not discard here?
He hit a Trinket Mage too, which is pretty insane.
Because that's what he wanted the recruiter for, right? I mean,
yeah.
And he lost the recruiter to a Thoughtseize.
So Ken Adams is definitely thinking, like, how can I set up my combo right now? What do I have to hide from this him?
If you're just joining us, this is Joey Pasco with SCG Live, bringing you live coverage of the Washington, D.C. Legacy Open Series. Here with Big Head Joe Panuska and winner of the standard portion, Jerry Thompson, in the booth. We're watching the first round of the Legacy coverage here between Ian Siczewicz on the left and Ken Adams on the right. Siczewicz is playing some sort of green-black concoction so far with a turn 2 him to Torok. Ken Adams, meanwhile, has just resolved, or is in the midst of resolving a brainstorm, trying to hide cards from that him to Torok so that he doesn't lose them.
I know he's only got one Salvagers in his deck, so like that seems like the card that he wants to protect.
Yeah.
Especially since he's nowhere near his like Painter Servant Grindstone combo. And if him hits that Trinket Mage, it's going to be kind of annoying. Oh, he has a Lion's Eye too. Oh, that's insane.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of things in his hand that he really doesn't want to lose.
Right.
Die so I can do him originally. Six-sided die? Yeah. No, I don't. I don't think we have 5-sided dice. Look, then 6 needs to be rerolled. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to reroll.
There's the Trinket Mage.
Which is still fine, because he has a Lion's Eye Diamond already, which I didn't see.
Reroll.
And,
you're rolling too big, buddy.
yeah,
All right.
One more.
Great Furnace down.
Took a bit. Yeah.
That could have been worse.
It's tough, actually. That was his. He's not going to make a land drop this turn, but
That's true.
he has a Mox Opal that's going to be active. That him was tough.
Yeah.
Definitely tough.
Well, it's a good card. I mean, it's never...
Yeah.
Taking 2 cards at random for 2 mana is never a weak play.
It's shocker draw card. Seems good.
We've got a Pyrite Spellbomb, a Lion's Eye Diamond, and a Mox Opal all coming down.
So Ken has a Thirst for Knowledge on top of his deck, which presumably he's going to try and cast next turn, assuming he doesn't get hit with more disruption, but he just got Sinkhole. So now...
Oh, wow.
So now he's back down to 2 mana with that Salvagers in his hand. Sinkhole is definitely a card we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
16.
I love the Judge Foil Sinkhole that they came out with.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I mean, you can look it up on there, but
Most likely.
the most awesome Judge Foil I think I've ever seen, though, is the foil sword of Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
That is
That one's
insane.
sweet.
The old art and everything, like, that is, or the old cardboard, rather.
Yeah.
It's just great. I love the fact that even like that now they would print something like that. You know,
Yeah.
Like I just think that's really cool, especially because.
A little throwback.
Well, yeah, especially because it wasn't originally
Yeah.
an old bordered card. You know, like I can understand them like reprinting a card with the with its original border.
Yeah.
But the fact that they actually went back and printed it as an old bordered card is awesome. So we've got a Tombstalker on.
And Ken drew a land, so now he can cast that Thirst for Knowledge, and hopefully get land off that, play Salvagers, sack Lion's Eye Diamond, recur Lion's Eye Diamond, make infinite mana, deal infinite damage with Pyrite Spellbomb. Probably kill that Tombstalker too, just for value.
Sure. And at that point, he can pretty much shoot himself once or twice. Too,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
for-
might as well.
For the heck of it.
I mean, you're infinite. You can do it as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just make sure you. Oh well.
Lion's Eye Diamond's getting pulsed,
Well, that-
which is tough because it knocks off his Mox Opal,
yeah.
and he's going to need to untap with that Salvagers in play. So if Ian has any removal like Snuff Out, Diabolic Edicts, something similar to those, which is pretty likely for him to play, then it's going to be
puzzling.
tough. Ken Adams just getting like hit in the head every single turn, like
Yeah.
Nazis, him, pulse your mana source.
Like I said, I'm really excited about Ian's
Sinkhole
list.
too.
Ian's deck just I don't know, just screams like my style of cards. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's just the kind of stuff I like to see. So I don't, in terms of legacy conventions, I don't know if it's a very conventional list. And it's something you see around a lot, or
Every Legacy tournament, there's usually like one or two people that just want to play Suicide Black type deck,
yeah.
Oh, this was a good Thirst. You get to discard Aether Spellbomb, and then we have Great Furnace to get Mox Opal back in Metalcraft.
There we go.
So he does still have to wait a turn. He's going to expose that Salvagers, which could be tough.
Right.
No, he's going to discard Grindstone instead. Alright.
Yep.
So we just drew a Scalding Tarn. Yeah, I'm guessing the Great Furnace comes out here, but it's the middle crap back there.
Yeah. I think he has to cast Salvagers this
Yeah.
turn and just hope he doesn't have anything. It seems far more likely that he's going to draw a discard spell than like have a removal spell. I don't know. Oh, but he can play Aether Spellbomb next turn have 5 mana and then bounce his Salvagers if he has a removal spell.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
that's what
Okay.
Ken's thinking.
He's being a little more conservative, but that seems like the right thing.
If Ian draws like a Hymn or a Thoughtseize or something, that's trouble.
Well, that could be a problem.
Unfortunately, we can't see his hand.
Okay.
Ooh. That's a Jit, which doesn't do too much right now.
Yes.
That's kind of strange that he didn't equip the Jit. What do you think he's keeping 2 mana open for? You think he has an Edict or something?
It's possible, or maybe he's just representing it. I don't know.
Oh. Ken Adams says Ancient Tomb. So now he has 6 mana. You can play Salvagers and try and combo with Lion's Eye Diamond. But as patient as he's been, it seems like he's more than willing to wait until he can untap with Aether Spellbomb, but that might not even... Oh, he's at 5 life? Yeah, he definitely just has to try it and go for it this turn. Making lots of mana.
Making lots of mana.
Oh, you just
The card floating above the Salvager represents the making of infinite mana. it really gonna make him sacrifice it as many times as he needs to?
Looked like he had a Dark Ritual, Maelstrom Pulse, and something else.
Well, at least he didn't grab the salvagers and read it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And that's game one.
There we go.
Ken Adams, very fortunate to survive, Thoughtseize and him, Sinkhole.
Yeah, right? That was great. Okay, so that's...
So Jerry, how far away are you? Like, what level? Like, at this point, how many Open series have you even had this year? And you've done pretty well.
I've played in 4, and I currently have 51 points, not counting today, which is, I think, the exact amount I had last year total.
Oh wow, so
That's
you've
great.
already hit your,
Yeah.
matched your.
Yeah, back to level 5.
Wow, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
So, and you plan on just
Going to every single
going
one.
to all of them. That's awesome.
That's great. We'll see you at a bunch
Yeah,
of
we'll see
them.
you. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm missing Dallas, and I think that's the
Aw,
only
boo.
one. So,
Well, we'll see you in Memphis.
yeah, we were
anyway.
talking about
That's my
that.
adopted home turf right there.
Oh, we got a flash of Ken sideboard. I didn't see a Sun Titan. I know it's there. I swear it's there. Perhaps the only man to cast Sun Titan in Legacy.
No, I'd be interested to see that happen. I like Sun Titan.
Yeah, me too. And you guys have any Nettle Sentinels? I need some Nettle Sentinels.
No, I don't have any of the stuff on the list.
didn't
I'd be
bring
glad
anything.
to lend you
Let
stuff
me
if I
see-
had
let me-
stuff.
You see, I have cradles at home.
I cashed
in
my
a
thought
binder.
seizes out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, this looks really interesting. Like Glenn was talking a little bit about this list.
Yeah, I think we have Chris Anderson in another feature match that's not being covered. He's playing the exact same deck as me.
Yeah, it's
Elf deck with, instead of Intuition for Vengemind, we have Buried Alive in the
Yeah.
sideboard. So, get to stick to just green, black, and white.
Nice.
seems really good.
That does. That sounds great. Yeah, I had fairies built for extended, then I realized I was going to be here doing these most of the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to just
Yeah.
sell this deck because I could use the money more. So there it went.
Well, what do you get on a Thoughtseize nowadays? I know it's like 30-ish or
At-
something, but
At the time when I sold the Thought Seizes, I got $25 each for them, and that's dealer prices. That's
yeah.
not even.
Oh, that's excellent.
I know, it was ridiculous. I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
threw them at them. I had to. How can you? I mean, like, especially when I had the realization that I wasn't going to actually be playing in
Yeah.
extended PTQs or Grand Prix. I was like, okay, done, sold. And I was like, well, if I'm going to sell those, I might as well just move the whole deck.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's like a great thing to do every single extended season.
Yeah.
Or like, because people forget about those cards and they sell them and they have to rebuy them. And
Uh-huh.
I mean, Thoughtseize is like a $10 card in the off season, and then
Yeah, I know I traded for them at like $15 each,
Yeah.
maybe, and then selling them for 25 cash.
you probably get to play with them and use them too. And
Yeah, I definitely got to play a little bit with the deck before I sold it. I just realized that wasn't going to be really playing competitively with it. So
What would you guys call Ian's deck? Black, greens.
it's kind of like a junk deck without the white, but it's Ava Green is what they call it in Legacy, I think.
Ava, like.
EVA.
Okay.
I'll pitch that to them. That's much better.
See, you guys got to do your homework. Come on.
No, I just didn't know it was called Ava Green.
Well, they have ridiculous deck names for
Yeah,
everything.
that's
so.
that's what I'm not familiar with. You see these decks and you don't know. The players don't necessarily say their say the deck names, on the coverage. So it's hard to.
they don't have a space for deck name on the deck list.
No, they don't. I think Legacy specifically
Yeah. It's,
should have
no-
one.
no space,
Yeah. Definitely. When I played in Grand Prix DC, I named my Jun deck black, red, green, mid-range aggro.
Yeah.
It's good.
You have to come up with like an acronym for Jund that is the same thing as that,
The best thing about it was that round 1 of the tournament, I sit down across from someone who listens to our podcast. I start talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, I know, I reckon." He's like, "You're from your MTG Taps." I was like, "Yeah, man, what's up?" And like they've listened to our podcast. We talked a lot. Okay, so we've got a Thoughtseize here. I'll continue this in a second. So we've got a Thoughtseize.
Yep.
This is a pretty good hand for Ken. Even though he just got Thoughtseize and took the Recruiter, he still got like a Brainstorm, and he drew a fetch land. And so far, he's been pretty happy with the Mox Opals. Like, you look at this draw, he has an Artifact land, Mox Opal, Spell Bomb, Lion's Eye Diamond. Like, that thing is just a free land drop.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty sweet.
And it's his only blue source for Brainstorm, too, so pretty important.
Do you think 4 Mox Opals is too much in Legacy?
I'm not really sure. It depends on the deck. Like, if you have some way to get rid of them, like Ken has a bunch of Thirst and Brainstorms and stuff, so it doesn't seem that bad to me, because you kind of want one every single game. Like, you end up having these types of starts where Mox Opal is just insane.
Right.
So
The value added for
as long as you draw Opal with like a top Brainstorm, Thirst, something like that, then I mean, it seems like playing 4 is probably right. But in Affinity, like, even though it's insane, you don't necessarily need the mana boost. It's just kind of nice. Like, maybe it's just better to only play 3 there.
Right. I mean, it kind of represents 2 mana in Affinity.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, Ken is actually only playing 3. But I was actually curious.
yeah, I figured he wasn't playing 4, but I've definitely built some blue like Tezzeret decks that have 4 Mox Opal and like even Chrome Mox and Mox Diamond and stuff like that too.
Right. Speaking of Tezzeret decks, KYT from Mana Deprived just sent in a tweet asking how good is Tezzeret in Affinity. So we talked a little bit about this earlier, but what's your opinion on that?
That was one of the decks that I was brewing a little bit. Like, I wrote an article this week that had a bunch of Legacy brews. Most of this Elf deck was in there too, but it seems like with Opal, Springleaf Drum, like, you have a lot of mana acceleration. You can probably play it on turn 3 a decent amount of time. And it's a really good blue card, so you could probably play Force Will in your deck too, or at least in your sideboard for combo decks. So it seems awesome.
Meanwhile, we have a Goyf on Ian's side of the field.
With 3 card types already in the graveyard.
Yep.
Yeah, Ken's deck has a lot of card types. So brainstorming some blue cards. Looks like Force of Will.
Ancient Tomb.
It was either a Thirst or an Aether Spellbomb. Looks like Spellbomb, I guess.
Aether Spellbomb.
Yeah. So he's got the Scalding Tarn to sift through these cards a little bit. And he's still not... doesn't have much action, but he's got another Brainstorm. Hopefully that can get him there. Tarmogoyf is 5 power.
Yeah.
Turn 2. Welcome to
strong.
Legacy.
Yeah, that card. What do you think about, like, 'cause certain counterbalance decks, like, some forego the Tarmogoyf altogether, but others, you know, that's the main creature. So what do you think about that? Like,
I think it's good because it's a pseudo moat against decks like Merfolk and Goblins, where, you know, you have this guy that's bigger than all their guys and they can't attack. So it's like your Tarmogoyf is killing 3 of their cards, you know?
yeah.
And also against another blue deck or a combo deck, it allows you to function like a Merfolk deck where you just play a Tarmogoyf, put them on a quick clock, and then kind of disrupt them a little bit. You don't necessarily have to counter every single spell they play, but you just have to counter, you know, spells that they play for 3 turns.
Yeah.
I really liked the interaction between the Tarmogoyfs and the Fire Spouts. Like, I think that's a really awesome,
Yeah.
really awesome interaction.
That wasn't, those weren't together. Fire Spout was with, in Lorwyn Law, so they were together in Standard.
I think this is officially Noyan's like 4th judge call this round.
Oh, are you watching from
I just keep hearing judge and looking over, and it's Noyan with his hand up. So, of course, Noyan's playing. Is he playing Dredge?
I haven't heard. Noyan writes for our website. I want my MTG.com.
I would be shocked if Noyan is not playing Dredge today. He plays Dredge in Standard still.
I think he was sitting on my right.
Yeah.
And we showed each other our deck list. I think he's playing Dredge.
Yeah,
I know he was definitely, he had it with him when he was.
One of the things that he said is that he just wants to play Dredge in every format, like regardless of whether or not the Dredge mechanic is in that format. But,
Okay, well, Ken Adams is getting hit with another Hymn to Turok, which forces him to blow this Brainstorm a little earlier than he probably would have liked. He would have probably preferred to untap and dig a card deeper before casting it, and he hit 2 lands, which is not that good, but then a Jace, which is definitely the card that he's going to protect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So next turn he can play Jace and bounce that Goyf.
Yeah, it looks
Check
like
the force, too.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep,
He
that
takes
seems
the
about
force
right.
and-
That's Charlie looking on intently.
Oh yeah, that's one of our friends watching in the background.
Him away. My hand is garbage.
Yeah. Whatever you want.
Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of better to
Stop being so good at die rolling.
Yeah, no kidding.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
There we go.
So he got rid of the only spell that he saved in his hand, leaves him with Ancient Tomb and Island, but presumably Jace on top of his deck. And I saw a flash of an Extirpate in Ian's hand, which is good against the Salvager's combo, but not really against the Painter combo.
Right.
So that's why Ken's deck is so effective too. Like you just dodge hate by tutoring for different combos.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really cool versatility of this deck. It seems like,
Yeah.
you can win with the Servant Grindstone combo. What the heck they call it?
Looks like Evan Irwin has already done his round.
And Lion's Eye Diamond is just great with both combos too.
Yeah, the Ariak Salvagers thing was sick. I think that's really awesome.
Evan Irwin did win his first round.
Didn't or did?
Did.
Okay,
win.
great.
We got the thumbs up.
Right. So
I thought I saw a thumbs up, and then I thought you said didn't. I was
he
like,
was just
what?
giving me a thumbs up for fun. We assume thumbs up means he won. Yeah.
And he was holding a match slip too. That's another key.
Yeah, that's an exactly.
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
match slip. Here, loser, you take the match slip.
Yeah, you just got crushed and go run my errand. For me. All right, Ken Adams pulling the trigger, decides to brainstorm with Jace, try and hit some action. His Mox Opal just got turned off thanks to a Wasteland, so he's kind of stuck on mana. Only had a Force Will in his hand. No, looks like he hit some okay stuff. Got out of Sensei's Divining Top.
I mean, whatever it is, I mean, he's going to end up with much better cards than he had.
Oh, always.
That Tarmogoyf, though, still looking pretty threatening.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna kill that Jason. It's gonna be 6 power.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Green hands right now.
Yeah, we were thinking about Tarmogoyf yesterday, trying to figure out, wait a minute, how many card types are there? And I forgot Tribal.
Yeah.
It says so on the card.
Well, we weren't looking at Tarmogoyf. We were
Yeah, we
thinking
weren't.
about Tarmogoyf. We were like, what is it? But we were talking about how when it was printed, there were no Planeswalkers, and it kind of was.
Heck, there were no
one of those
tribals.
things. Well, yeah.
Not until Lorwyn.
Right.
You're right, they weren't tribal either.
Right.
That's why the card was such a big teaser.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, what are those? But then again, Future Sight had a lot of cards that were kind of, they teased you, and you kind of thought, well,
Steam Flogger Boss.
Yes.
Like that type of thing.
So
I like the fact that they errated Moriok Rigger to be a Rigger after that. Which I think is just awesome.
Yeah.
So Goyf, it looks like he's taking out Jace. What a shot! And Goyf gets big. Change that die.
And Tuco Shade.
Yeah.
Old
That's an
school,
interesting
too.
one.
Is it a time spiral one? Because it was printed in it was time shifted, wasn't it? Or maybe I'm wrong. I can't even remember.
No, it was
just-
Torment.
just
Torment.
Okay. And then now in MO11, right?
yes. It was
Yeah,
reprinted.
Torment M11.
It was such a big card back then, and then now it's just like some kind of
Isn't that
reasonably
crazy? Like-
average card, you know?
You see this? Oh, you saw that tweet.
Yeah.
Ava Green, indeed. I was correct. I spend many an hour browsing forums,
Yeah,
so nothing else. I'm just like, this deck name, like this name for this like thread. Just I have no idea what it means. I have to click on it to see what the deck is.
Right. So Adams has the Painter's Servant in play.
Chooses to keep his Painter Servant rather than his Jace for a turn, which is interesting. It seems like he's kind of under pressure, knows that he needs to assemble a combo and fast. So he thinks that keeping one combo piece in a top is probably better than just like brainstorming.
Yeah. I get that logic. That makes sense.
Yeah, he's probably right. I mean, Ken has played this deck, and he's had a lot of success, and we just topped into a grindstone. So now he's thinking about what he can afford to play around, what his opponent could possibly have. And this is it. This is the situations that you get into where you have your opponent dead, and people just get really excited, and they're just like, all right, combo. And then they're just like, oh, I didn't play around Snuff Out or whatever. See, yeah, now Ian realizes that he has something awesome on top of his deck, so he's going to use Extirpate to shuffle.
How bad did that shrink the Goy? Did it shrink it at all?
Just by one, just the Planeswalker.
Oh, okay.
And that might be the only Jason Ken's deck. I think he had one Jason, one Sun Titan. So.
He's like, there's no more?
So that's kind of tough. Like, Ken's at 12 life, and if he just tops and passes, his opponent probably won't just extirpate randomly. He's going to wait, because if he draws Salvagers, he's probably dead. So if Ken just casually passes the turn, untaps, draws his card, plays Grindstone, and activates it, like, his opponent might just be dead, but it does give him a turn to draw a Maelstrom Pulse or something like that. So
Right.
Ian was smart enough to realize that he was probably dead. I believe Ken topped into some lands. Another Painter's Servant, Ancient Tomb, and a Seat.
If you're just joining us, this is Big Head Joe with Star City Games Live, bringing you live coverage of the Washington, D.C. Legacy Open Series. I'm here with Joey Pasco and the winner of the Washington, D.C. Standard Open, Jerry Thompson. We're watching the first round matchup between Ian Siczewicz playing Eva Green and Ken Adams playing Painter's Servant Grindstone combo.
Okay, I see now. Ian still has another Extirpate, so burning that one to shuffle Ken's deck probably wasn't that big of a loss for him. So, and how does he beat this 1/3? These blocking machines.
Yeah, pump the shade.
This is tough because Ken block the 5-power guy instead of potentially the 6-power guy when he's on 12 life, and Ian only pumped 3 times. So next turn,
he doesn't win next turn.
Yeah, because he can just block the shade and Goyf will put him to 1.
Right. Or actually, he'd be at 7 now, right? Because he just took 5.
Oh yeah, Goyf will put him to 2.
Right, so he actually can block, he can choose, I guess.
So now what are we extirpating? Get those brainstorms out of there. Recruiter may have actually been a better card because that gives him another blocker, and then he can get Trinket Mage. But Brainstorm lets you dig deeper, so. Some tough decisions, you know?
Yeah, it's Legacy seems to be more about decision, or it just seems to have a lot more decisions than Standard. Although Standard, not to say Standard doesn't have a lot either. We were talking about earlier just about how many decisions Jace alone, Jace the Mind Sculptor, alone gives you. I mean, beyond which ability you're going to play, and then am I fate sealing him, scrying myself?
Ken just windmill slammed a Trinket Mage, and I think that's going to be game actually. Trinket, Grindstone,
right?
Activate Lion's Eye Diamond.
That should be it.
Are you serious? Awesome. Awesome.
That is.
There it is.
All right, you milled my deck. So what? Tough guy.
Oh, sorry. You just keep saying tough guy, so I had to think of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who's being inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Ken takes it 2-0.
Wow. It looked like Ian.
That's impressive. Like, this should probably be kind of a tough matchup for him.
Yeah, I mean, Ian just has lots of disruption, lots of removal, you know.
His clock's pretty fast.
Yeah.